Good afternoon. I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching. It is appreciated. My MP, Sarah Pochin, has slammed the local police commissioner up in Cheshire, and I'm going to get into that story in a moment also. This is in relation to them, the local police commissioner up in Cheshire, and the local council closing ranks because they are both Labour run, and basically denying the very real concerns of local residents and those fears and concerns that are being raised by our new MP. They actually said there was a joint statement from Labour's Halton Council leader, Mike Wharton, Council Community Safety Chief, Andrea Wall, and Cheshire Police and Crime Commissioner, Dan Price, and they said that the Reform MP had made a string of inaccurate and critical outbursts about the town, not provided evidence for any of them, and again, it doesn't reflect the perception that they want. Let's be clear. This is why the grooming gangs were ignored for so long. It's because they're protecting their own base and they're protecting their own patch. It's not a case of whether these are accurate or inaccurate, and it's never about what you can... It's all about what you can prove, alright? People can be attacked, people can be robbed, people can have X, Y and Z happen to them. It's what the police choose to prioritise, and it's what the police actually do about the situation. My MP actually sat down with the crime commissioner earlier this week on Friday. On Friday, she met with Cheshire Police and Crime Commissioner Dan Price. She entered that meeting willing to set aside party politics, despite Mr Price having publicly suggested that I and my constituents had fabricated reports of serious crime and antisocial behaviour linked to asylum seekers in houses of multiple occupancy. She believes that building a professional relationship would best serve the local residents. In hindsight, she was naive, and that was a naive aspiration on her part. Mr Price has shown his loyalty lies with the Labour Party in Keir Starmer, rather than with impartial responsibilities that his role demands. In her view, Sarah's view, the police and crime commissioner should not conduct themselves in a party political manner. Completely agree. It's not going to happen though, because they are elected, and they're elected on their party stripe. So he is Labour. Dan Price is Labour through and through, and he looks like Labour as well. Always remember that. These commissioners were brought in under the 14 years of Tory misrule, and they were brought in allegedly for more accountability locally. Never happens that way though, does it? Because they always close ranks around their own, and this is what the new Reform MP is finding. Now, to her credit, she is holding his feet to the fire, and we're going to go into the second part of what actually went down. During the meeting, she discussed one HMO where 6 separate crime reference numbers had been issued by Cheshire Police in relation to different incidents. She made clear that many more such cases exist. We presented screenshots of CCTV footage already submitted to the police, and we discussed the growing number of residents both within and outside of her constituency who have come to her in desperation. These people are not concerned with politics, and they are certainly not lying. They simply want to feel safe in our own communities and homes. Ain't that the truth? That's all we want. We want to feel heard, we want to feel safe, and we don't want to feel like an island of strangers, to quote the Prime Minister. These people are here on our good humour as far as I can tell, and I don't understand why the hell we are being so generous. They are not welcome, in my view. And that's just my opinion. Your mileage may vary, of course. We'll continue. At the beginning of the meeting, Mr Price acknowledged that the HMO-related crime is a policing priority. Oh, that's a turn-up. He's actually acknowledging that it's a priority. I'll tell you why it's a priority. Because when they get too many incidents in a particular area, they ship the residents of the HMO out and they rotate a new lot in. And this is how they keep them from getting arrested, and this is how they try to dispel the myth that asylum seekers are all a particular demographic and all have certain tastes, shall we say. They never allow it to be a big, huge issue because they're never in a single place long enough, usually. Let's just see. The omission was curious, had he previously claimed that she was misleading the public by raising the issue. No. What it is, they're used to quelling dissent, they're used to everybody being of the same stripe. If this was a Labour MP, it wouldn't be an issue, and it's the same all over the red wall. This is why reform is a benefit. They may have problems, but they're a benefit because they're putting the cat among the pigeons, and the Uni Party ain't happy. He also confirmed that he is not given and does not receive operational details from frontline officers. She explained that her obligations under GDPR prevents her from sharing most of the evidence with him as a political PCC, as it contains personal data belonging to constituents. And then finally she goes on to say, in light of Mr Price's conduct, I will not be engaging with him further. In her view, he represents unnecessary, ongoing cost to the taxpayer, and his behaviour raises legitimate questions on whether the role of the Police and Crime Commissioner is needed at all. In my view, it isn't. It was a PR stunt by the Tories at the time. It's not needed. Instead, we need to seek a meeting with the Chief Constable, who will expect to be free from party political interference, subject to the appropriate assurances regarding confidentiality, blah de blah. It's clear that Mr Price is more interested in defending the Labour Party's record than supporting victims of crime. This is deeply disappointing, however, it only strengthens my determination to continue fighting for the safety and dignity of her constituents. Thank you, it's appreciated, and to stand up for those who have been let down by the system that places political and party loyalty above public protection. Completely correct. Completely, utterly correct. Now, Rupert Lowe and his Restore Britain has picked up on what Sarah said earlier on today, and he's actually saying they need to be abolished as well. The police commissioners need to be abolished. They're unfit for purpose if all they're doing is defending the work of the local Labour Council. Labour wants all of these HMOs, they want these new residents, they want these new voters to substitute their dwindling voter base and tarnished brand. I see through it, Runcorn sees through it, Liverpool is now seeing through it because the Liverpool mayor has come out against Keir Starmer as well. He knows that Liverpool's gone to reform at the next election, if not sooner. Sarah's doing a good job. I thank her for bringing this to the national headlines. There's a lot of red wall people, there's a lot of people all over the country that are sick of failed decades of government policy and the misery it's brought on all of us. Now, if you think my MP is doing a good job by bringing this to everyone's attention, you let me know. You let me know if you think if the police commissioner and the local council are closing ranks, because that's my view. They don't want anyone who goes against the grain, anyone who speaks out of turn. And if you speak out of turn, they'll come for you. Anyway, if you like this video, let me know. Comment below. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.